Morning guys, and welcome back to Damo Drives. It's time to go for a drive and have a bit of a chat. So, the R53. I'm starting to really like this car now. I've had a number of faults with it which were resolved last week by 1320 Mini, who have done an amazing job at this. So I'm going down to see my daughter and granddaughter for the day, and I found the long way down there, just back roads and lots of fun. Now, if you haven't watched the previous video, I'll put a link to the card above, which is all about 1320 Mini, what they've done with the car, what we found. And the biggest thing really is going from 120 wheel horsepower now up to 193, 170 foot-pound of torque, and that was due to a bypass valve being faulty or wearing out or whatever it happens to be. But that is now fixed. One of the main things left on the list is sorting out the top mounts, which again will be done, but I'm not really going to talk about any of the issues. It's about having fun today, isn't it? And this is what it's about. It's about going quite quickly in a car that doesn't weigh a lot. 0 to 60 times now are significantly quicker. They are mid 6, I think 6.3 is what Turvis have done it in, rather than 8.8 when it had 120 horsepower. So a big difference. The torque is so much better, the power delivery, just absolutely everything. So the roads are a bit wet and greasy, but we need to be careful. I don't want to end up in a ditch, but I want to grab this thing by the horns and enjoy it. Oh, it makes some nice noises. JCW air inbox, which I've been told is one of the best you can get. Oh, traction in there. I said it was wet. Oh, right, ASC's going off. It's far too intrusive. Now it's down to me and my lack of ability not to end up in a bush. Yeah, this is a proper hot hatch. How the car should have felt. Yeah, oh, brakes are good. We have got uprated McGann RS brakes on here anyway, so 330mm GP2 brakes, 4-piston calipers, so it stops well. It's only like, it's not even 1300 kilos. Oh, it makes the right noises. Well, this is what a car like this should be doing. I'm happy, very happy indeed. Now I think the major thing I found with having that bypass valve sorted out was obviously more power, but I don't have to thrash this thing like I did before to actually go anywhere. You'd have to like 5.5, 6,500 RPM, and you still weren't going that quickly. Now on the other hand, 3.5, 4 feels quick, 5.5 feels really quick. So you don't need to, like I said, I'm not putting as much strain on the engine, and I get everywhere, well, quite a bit quicker. and it puts far more of a smile on my face and makes me think, yes, I'm pleased I bought the car. I was very, very close to selling this, incredibly close to selling this, or swapping it for something else like a Honda Civic Type R, if I'm being honest. But now, yeah, it's staying. She is staying. Hasn't got a name yet. I need a name for her. Now these roads are definitely where the Mini feels at home. It's quite low anyway due to the Tyne coilovers, the competition top mounts, which yes, admittedly needs replacing, but we'll do that. Strut brace at the front, everything's been poly bushed, so it's very firm. It might be more track orientated than I need, because I've not gone on track and I don't really intend to. I might do just for the sake of it at some point going forwards. If I want a quieter ride, I just remove you know, those poly bushes, just put normal ones back in. Whoa, we're sliding. So, yeah, as I was saying, it's got uprated engine mounts all over as well. So again, they're going to firm things up. They help with performance, but don't help with noise. But to be honest, it's not ridiculous anymore. The wheel bearing that was replaced, again, a consumable, which I need to expect. I need to keep on top of checking things like that. That was making a right racket. Whether it was doing that from when I had it, I don't know. I always remember it being noisy, but it's a consumable, isn't it? It's just one of those things that needs to be done. So that has been done, and that's made a big difference. I think once those top mounts have been done, top mounts have been done as well, this is going to be pretty good. I mean, the Tyne coilovers they're not exactly brilliant, they're not bad, don't get me wrong, they're better than what you'd get as standard, but I'd like to get that done as well. The trouble is, my shopping list of things that needs doing and would like doing seems to be ever increasing at the moment. I think a definite top mounts are definite. Why are we slowing down so much? The good old British pothole. When I went up to 1320 Mini, the original plan was to have a remap, because we thought that was the actual problem. It ended up being that bypass valve. But I think I do need to get a remap. They gave me the option. Tom said, right, the reasons you should do it are these, this is the reason you shouldn't do it, and gave me the option. He didn't try and force me into anything, because it is around £500 to have it done. Now it is running a bit rich at the upper end. Some of that will sort itself out because the adaptations were cleared out of the ECU. Adaptations are basically adjustments the car has made because of the faulty bypass valve. That has been cleared out, so it's back to like how the factory would be. The map's still there, so over time, in theory, Thomas said that will pull itself back up to running less rich, but it will continue to do so until I've spent that money to get it remapped properly. It's a very good way of doing it. I know it's £500, but it is a rolling road remap, so they customise the map just to your car, so they can put it on the rollers and just tweak it accordingly, rather than being more of a generic map, which would be, hang on, fantastic. Oh, it's got a habit of doing this. Naughty car. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, getting this custom remap done. The reason, some people have also said, oh, £500 quite a lot. The reason for that is because the licensing on the remapping software. So I think Tom said it's around sort of £350 that they have to pay for every map they do on the car. And then you've got an hour on the dyno as well, and obviously with their time. So it's never going to be cheap. You can spend less, I'd assume, from other mappers, but maybe it's, you know, more of a generic map and it's not quite what I want. So you sort of do pay for what you get at the end of the day. Now, another thing I'm not sure whether I should do when I get the remap done is get bigger injectors on it. We're running 440cc. In fact, I think when they flowed them like 426, and I could go up to 550. Obviously that will put more fuel in, give me a bit more power, but I'm not sure. I'd like to know, anyone out there who's gone from 440s to 550s, was it worth doing? I've already got a 17% pulley, we've got a ported Scorpion manifold, uprated spark plugs, uprated leads, AirTech intercooler, all the sort of usual goodies that you have with the car. And is going up in size in injector worth the additional money? I'm not sure. It sounds cool though, doesn't it? Bigger injectors, more fuel, makes you go even quicker. But then does that start meaning I need to do other mods to the car? I don't have a limited slip diff, which this car I think could possibly do with. You do get a bit of wheel spin when you are putting the power down. Maybe better tyres, that might help as well. I was looking at maybe PS5s, although they are, again, it's back to the money thing, isn't it? They are quite expensive. They seem to be about 150-ish pounds a corner, so that's £600 to upgrade there. Don't know if it's worth it. What are you guys running? Anyone on PS5s? Or is there a sort of a better alternative to that tyre? Now this is a brilliant bit of road in a minute. It's coming up to Ditchling Beacon. This is a really, really tight and twisty road. We will be going uphill now. It's a bit sketchy on the way down. And in fact, it'll be even more sketchy at the moment because it is wet, there's leaves and there's mud. But we're going up, so that's not as big a problem. You do get a lot of insane cyclists. I'm not sure whether insane is the right word. Maybe I'm a bit jealous that they're capable of actually riding up here. But it's, yeah, it's an interesting piece of road, this. Coming down is very, very interesting. It's nice and early, so I'm hoping I won't see too many people on here. I'm more likely to bump into, or not bump, visit other cars on the way up. Got all these growl. Car went very light there, blimey, losing traction. That's interesting. I'm not sure if interesting is quite the right word at the moment. Yeah, let's be careful here. I've got all these potholes as well to add to the excitement of this bit of road. Oh, that noise. That supercharger sounds absolutely lovely. The reason it's a bit louder as well is part of the airbox, the back of it's been cut out and also it's been deflapped. So we do get a bit more noise, which is definitely a good thing, but can open her back up again. Oh, something I love about this car is you can be progressing on quite hard and be at the speed limit. A few weeks ago, if someone said, should I get an R53, I'd say absolutely not. Now, I'd say absolutely. Because that valve, how can a little valve cause such a difference to the car? Yes, the wheel bearing, that was a big difference in terms of noise, but the performance now is just brilliant. So there we go, guys. A relatively short but sweet video. Not much moaning, which I know is unusual. I'm sure I could moan about something more if that would make people feel happier. But I've tried to be as happy as I can. Well, the car makes me happy. It's doing pretty much everything I wanted it to. That was a lovely drive for the past hour across some really nice roads. Yes, it was wet, it was a little bit sketchy, but that certainly added to the excitement of the day. I will be, yeah, there will be more videos about the car coming out. I'm sure I'll be going back up to 1320. Top mount should be ordered. I think there's going to be a possible video on my wheels as well, so keep an eye out and work out what's going on with them. And there'll be other videos on the channel as well, so a bit of variety, and hopefully I can drive some other minis. I'd like to have a go in a turbocharged mini, because I've not driven one of those yet. Well, turbocharged R53 I should say. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed that one. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Comments are always welcome, and remember to click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.